So as you start making momentum forward, you will face barriers. Now, your success is dictated by your ability to get over these barriers. If you can't get over these barriers, and we spoke about multiple barriers today in the instructor insight section, where I face a barrier, that person seems like he's not facing any barriers and he's using a different strategy. So I'm going to change what I'm doing and I'm going to copy what he's doing now. What happens is you actually don't end up making progress. It's like you're pushing forward in a forest jungle and you hit a barrier, you hit a fallen tree, you hit a river. In order for you to progress, you have to get over that thing. Just the very nature of the beast, you have to get over it. So what have we done within the academy structure to help you with barriers? Well, there's a few things that we've done. The first thing is if you focus, and those of you that are deep in the course, which many of you are right now, if you look at the courses, you'll notice that we have a section called the barrier section. And so when we created the courses, we asked ourselves some very important questions. It was, as the student goes about doing this thing that we're teaching them, whatever it is, right? Again, we've got lots of different modules. As they go about doing this, what barriers and challenges are they going to face? What is that challenge going to look like? How can they identify the challenge? Because it's our job as experts in trading and as educators to ensure that you're equipped to face those barriers. That's the very first thing that we have, is we've got the barrier section in the courses. The next thing that we have is we also still have the question sessions. And in fact, the question session, the part where we answer questions in the question sessions, it's called the barrier half. That's what it's called. Behind the scenes, when we structure everything, we speak about it, we refer to it as the barrier half. Why? Because essentially when you're submitting a question in, it's a barrier to you. There is a barrier that you are facing. And it's our job, or part of our job, to help you get over those barriers. You also have a responsibility to do it too. And the third thing that we have is, last year, we brought something in called the Legacy Live session. And so for our long-term students, they have the ability to go live 10 times a week and speak one-on-one with one of our instructors. And we've seen some incredible progress from that, and also some incredible data, because we're getting a deep insight into the genuine struggles that you face as a student. Now, what happens when we combine all of these areas? We combine knowledge, then we put that knowledge into practice, and then we ask questions that allow us to fill in those gaps. And then that gives us forward momentum. We hit a barrier and we get over that barrier. And then we repeat that cycle. What happens is, the end result of this, whether you like it or not, the end result is mastery. This is the end result. And so these 4 pillars sit at the basis of our whole education infrastructure that we've designed. There's one more that's missing, and this is the 5th pillar. And this is the one that a lot of you will understand what I'm about to say, because you'll have a temptation to do this way sooner than you actually should. And this is the creative. Because what happens is when you actually develop mastery of one specific thing and you really dominate it, then you're in a position where you can adjust and you can adapt what you have studied, and you can actually get creative with it. Now, I call this the Beatles step, because the Beatles initially played in Hamburg for a couple of years, and every night for 4 hours, they would play other people's songs, not their own, other people's songs. And then after that stint in Hamburg, they went back to the UK. And that's when the Beatles really flourished, and they started writing their own music. And they often spoke about this, where the foundation for them writing all of the killer hit songs was them playing other people's songs. And so what we see is, we see some students, they come into our infrastructure and they try to adapt the very early stages of just beginning their learning journey, what has already proven to work. And we don't recommend that. What we recommend is that you stick to the structure and you go through this process of getting mastery of what's already proven to work. And then once you've done that, then you're in a position where you have the flexibility and the freedom to adjust things and adapt things and bring your own creative nuance to it. That's the beauty of doing things in a structured way. And this is why we call the legacy program, because when you follow the structure, you're actually in a position where you can create a legacy for yourself, where you're able to create something that is yours, that is made up of your creativity. But you can't get there until you've gone through these first 4 pillars properly and mastered what's already been proven to work.